Bitwit's coverage of Computex 2019 is brought to you by Fantex, Cooler Master, Gigabyte, Enermax, Team Group, NZXT, and Corsair. To learn more about our sponsors, click on the links below. We're at the EK booth, and my God, look at this guy. This is an InWin 909, heavily modified by one of their reps, Joe. He did a fantastic job. Absolutely beautiful. This thing's blowing my mind. It's actually been modified to the point where he actually widened it so he could cram more goodness into it. Look at this distro block in the back. Acrylic distro block that spans the entire, I mean, it basically is the entire motherboard tray. Totally nuts. Of course, using lovely EK hardware. You can also see that we have dual 480s. There's a 480 here and a 480 on the other side, both mounted simultaneously. There's also dual D5 pumps, the best on the market, just below here. Those are running in serial. Got the GPUs running in parallel. These brand new, very precisely machined fittings look really cool. If my camera will focus, boom. And I also like the little color ring. See, it looks like the tubing goes through and you can see the tubing through it. That's actually a colored ring that's going to be customizable. You can choose between a variety of different colors. It's a very small detail, but it kind of makes a huge difference when you've got them throughout your entire system. If you're really trying to go for that custom look. I should also mention that they're considering bringing this to market so that people can actually buy this. They're still deciding on what kind of setup it's going to come with, if they're going to include the water blocks or the radiators, the distro blocks, and so forth. But I hope it does come to market so that we can see more custom builds inside of this beautiful case. Moving on here, we have the Quantum line. The Quantum line is their sort of top-of-the-line premium family of products. So you've got everything from monoblocks, CPU water blocks, GPU blocks, pump res. Look at this. Look at this pump res. Look at this design. So you've got that same custom color ring option at the top for your reservoir tube, and then kind of a see-through option here where you can see the pump in action. Additionally, we've got some very nice looking blocks here. This is a Vector Strix model, as you can see. I believe they're still going to have the SE and PE offerings for the radiators, depending on if you need thinner or thicker rads. We also have their Classic line, which is their a bit more entry-level, or I should say more affordable range of custom liquid cooling hardware. But what I've been told is that they're not really skimping on the actual quality or the cooling performance here, but more so just attention to detail. Oh, lights just went out. That's totally fine. Who needs RGB anyway? They're really just changing the machining process to be a bit cheaper and more affordable. So he said that the cooling difference for the GPU block, for example, is within margin of error. It's a negligible difference, which is actually really exciting. If you don't have the additional coin to get into high-end liquid cooling, this definitely gets your foot in the door a lot faster. And the blocks still look very nice. I mean, it kind of has a supremacy look here. You can tell that there's some minute differences in the design with compared to the Quantum, but still very nice. I love the look of these radiators. And then we have Lignum. Lignum is their wood series, which is going to be definitely more expensive just because of the ridiculous craftsmanship that's gone into making these blocks. This is pure solid walnut. This is genuine wood. This is not faux wood. This is the real deal, people. CPU blocks, fittings. The fittings just, everything feels fantastic. And this GPU block together inside of a build such as this one, just looks absolutely phenomenal. If you're trying to go for more of a more modern look, I don't know what you call it, organic. It's definitely an organic look. No word on pricing, I just know it's going to be a bit more than you've come to expect from good old EK. These are their new magnitude blocks. These are a bit on the more high-end side, definitely high quality. And they're going to be shipping with those 4 flavors that you just saw. Now, eventually they might plan to release different colors, like the ones you see here, so you can kind of customize the color and stuff. But I think the real main selling point here is how they've actually done the fins. So on the copper plate here, you can see compared to like the Supremacy line, you can see the fins are much wider, a lot more surface area here. The pitch has been improved, and just the way that the water is flowing across the entire surface is going to lead to 80% more surface area compared to Supremacy. So obviously price is going to be up, but temperatures are going to be way down. This is a completely custom build by the same person who did the InWin 909 that we just showed, and it's really kind of ingenious how they did this. So if you kind of look here, it's for starters very reflective and an absolutely gorgeous machining, but you can see that this monoblock is just one tube, and then the GPUs, which are in SLI or NVLink,
Also just one tube. So how does this all work? I was kind of scratching my head for a while until the guy explained it. So you've actually got water coming into here, and then from there it sort of splits. It kind of goes, half of it goes to this top card, the other half goes to the bottom card, permeates those two blocks, and then it goes back into the card where it actually makes its way down to the VRM and CPU block, because they're connected. That's one thing I missed. They're actually connected here, so the water then goes here, and then it finally goes back in here where it gets circulated through the pump and reservoir and radiator, and then and that's pretty much the loop. So this is just conceptual. This is just a passion project, and showing kind of what's possible in the future for custom water cooling. So if you're into the enterprise sector, then you might be interested in something like this, assuming you have $1 bajillion. We have like what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Quadro cards, and kind of a very nice organic look here. Look at all that tubing just laid out into this manifold. All goes into this manifold. This is all custom built, and they're going to be custom building all of these depending on their client's needs. These are all tailor-made to the client. These are all quick disconnect supported. So if you need to swap out one of these cards, you can easily do that. A lot of enterprise clients might not need 7 Quadro cards at first, or maybe they don't have the coin for that, so they start off with a few, and they can easily add in more down the line with those quick disconnects. Additionally, it makes troubleshooting a lot easier, because if one of these cards goes down, you can pretty much remove one in a matter of seconds and continue using the system effectively. And as we all know, in enterprise, downtime is the devil. You're hemorrhaging money at that point, so anything that you can do to make that process a lot simpler is pretty crucial.